Well, hello, fellas.
Well, hello, fellas.
Hello.
What's going on?
I don't know. I think I've been waiting for this broadcast for like 6.5, 7 years, man. Talk about someone that holds out on the first date. I'll tell you.
Dude, I feel like we're getting the band back together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, we're beyond pumped to bring another powerhouse team, another number one. It feels like every other month we're announcing, another number one team in a particular state that is bringing their talents over to Honey Badger Nation and eXp Realty. Welcome, Caleb, the Caleb Pearson team. What's up, brother?
Thank you.
Let's go.
I've been super excited about this, and the further I'm getting into this, the more I'm realizing I should have done this a long time ago. But my loyalty to our old broker and the guy that I sold our Remax franchise was strong for a long time.
We get that.
We get that.
We're happy to have you.
I want to kind of like peel back the hands of time here, going back about 10 years or so to when we met the young Caleb, that came trotting into the mastermind. Maybe Jay, you could speak to that because man, I remember seeing him in the first time. I'm like, man, who is this young buck come trotting in here all confident and ready to set the world on fire? Tell us about that story a little bit.
Yeah, man. So this was the mastermind in St. Thomas, I believe. And I remember, anytime you're in a room full of people that are doing big things, it always kind of makes you level up. And I think it might have been Andrew that said it to me outside after Caleb had presented their whole process and everything they were doing. I think Caleb, at the time, y'all were doing a couple hundred deals a year. And all of us older guys were all like, man, I sure hope there's not a Caleb in my market because, the amount of, the sheer tenacity that you had, it comes, I think, a lot from all of us have, backgrounds of playing sports at one level or another, but, just having the discipline and systems to go at it every day and build what you built. We could see that was going to be a problem. If you were in our market, we would know that you were in our market. And so that was the big takeaway from everybody as we all stepped outside and had a break and we're like, shoot, man, we could be better. We could all be better. So you added a ton of value to that mastermind and appreciate everything you've done and set the bar pretty high for all of us as far as building teams and building successful businesses. We're proud to have you on board here with us at eXp and building something bigger.
Well, thanks, bud. No, I appreciate that. I remember that was in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
And I remember that first event, but I mean, we've kind of built a team of warriors versus building an army. Like we've never had a 30, 40 person team. We only have 5 people that sell, but they're a bunch of freaking warriors, as you know, like they will outwork anybody and outlearn anybody. They're just constantly sharpening their tools. But I mean, when we came in with you guys, I don't think we were doing a couple hundred deals a year. I think we were only doing like 50, 60 deals a year. And we didn't know what we didn't know. So you guys got us on track for the growth that we've had.
Well, you guys,
Caleb, it's been fun watching you grow over the years. I mean, it's funny. I remember in St. Thomas, it was a cool experience to get to know you, but then to watch you grow. And the thing I loved about you is you went back and you implemented things right away and you actually listened to us. Not that we had all the right answers, but you watched our successes and our failures and were able to kind of collapse time. And it's really the essence of the whole collaboration thing that we're talking about with eXp. And obviously we've stayed in touch and we're close and we've had years even when you were with your former brokerage. But I am so excited to have you partner up with us now kind of on a daily collaboration base like we will be. And I can't wait to watch you guys even grow even faster.
Thanks, bud. I'm pumped about it. Yeah, I mean, again, we didn't know what we didn't know. So we just came in and copied everything you guys taught us. We would go back with 1,000 ideas and we'd implement all of them.
I remember, Caleb, you came up to me after, I can't remember who spoke on it, but we were just talking about transaction fees and you had not been charging them and you did the math on it. And it was like, man, that's like a couple $100,000 right there.
Yeah. I mean, that was just one of them.
This little ideas, and that's it. It is truly the power of collaboration, and you don't know what you don't know until you see someone else doing something, and that's how we've all learned. I think is getting around people that are playing at a high level, and the cool thing about this business model is those masterminds weren't cheap for y'all. To get in the room, you were paying $25,000 to get in the room with the caliber of players that are in that room. And now, at eXp, we're all business partners together. We're all financially aligned to help each other. And so, it's a much more natural feeling when, I don't have to ask anybody for a credit card to help them. I like that feeling.
Yeah, no. And we weren't really in a financial position to be spending $25,000 at the time. So when we showed up, we were there and we knew we had to squeeze every bit of value out of those things as we could. And then we built the team up, and then you guys went eXp and we stayed at Remax, and y'all no longer had the mastermind any longer. And that's been probably 8 years.
7 years, yeah.
7 or 8 years. And I'm starting to get a bunch of people texting me like, why did you guys go to eXp? Why didn't you go to Real, or what made you choose? There's a ton of options that we had, and people recruited us for years. And I don't know that it was necessarily eXp per se, but getting back in you guys' group and having that mastermind feel and bouncing ideas off the best in the country again, I'm already seeing it after like 2 or 3 weeks of being over there. And I think that provides us just as much value as the brokerage.
Yeah. Well, the brokerage, and we can definitely debate models. I think there's, the evidence is clear that eXp's model is better from an opportunity standpoint. There's no question. The math is the math, the maths. So, that's I think kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, I think that when you get around, we all know this, and I think most people do, is that when you level up, when you get around people that are doing big things, and you learn new ideas, you see what's working. We're all in the business, in the trenches, doing this every day, and the value that you can get from just one little idea, being in the right room with the right people, is certainly palatable in terms of your profitability. But getting to do this together, man, I'm pumped. I can't tell you how pumped I am.
Yeah, agreed.
Caleb, you've impressed us all, in your journey and coming up. And I bet you're most excited about being able to work with your dad, Andrew Gadosh, again, because I know for the time that y'all been apart, it's been a heartbreaker, but you got up to number one at Remax, and you've been at that number one spot for the whole state of South Carolina for so long. And it's like, I think just like when you joined the mastermind, your game went up, everyone in that room sucked you up to the level, and then you went beyond most of them in that room. And I think that this is another opportunity for you. It's a whole new game. There's people doing thousands of transactions, not saying that's what you want to do. I think you're coming into this, I think, with a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
Clarity of what you do not want, clarity that you do want. And that's super important going into 2025. If I could just ask you, from a vision standpoint and the Caleb Pearson team and where you want to take this, like, what are you most excited about for 2025? Besides with Dad again.
Yeah, it's a good question. I'm super excited to get back in the same room with you guys and bouncing these ideas off of everybody. I'm excited about we rebranded everything at the office. So it's not as much based around me anymore. Like, I didn't build our team. It wasn't just me. It was the guys that have been with me for between 4 and, y'all know Brandon and Justin and Clay. They've been with me, 10, 12 years. So they helped me build it. So what we did was we came over to eXp, and we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing for the last 10 years. No different, really. But there's a bunch of perks with eXp to where, like, the whole profit share thing and the icon status with the stock, all the rev share. I set it up to where we're putting some of it in a pot, and I'm sharing it with the team after a few years. We set a date, we drew a line in the sand, and when that date hits, we're just dispersing it amongst the guys that are still with us. So, that was kind of a cool incentive that we were able to do as we jump into this and we start building. We're going to get some people that come in and start asking why we went to eXp, and they'll jump on board as well. So there's going to be an extra revenue while we're doing the same exact thing.
Right. Yeah, and that's a great point you make there too. That I think a lot of teams kind of misunderstand in terms of the opportunity is when you got great people like you do that have been with you a long time. the revenue share is just another form of currency that you can use as leverage to create opportunity for your best people to want to stay with you. If you guys all remember, those mastermind meetings, there was generally one or two topics that always came up. One was, how do we always, recruit, retain our best people and make them never want to leave. And that was always the biggest challenge, right? With the team model, is at some point, you might lose your best people, and you've kept a tight, small team. But I think that speaks to what the way you treat them. You're creating opportunity for them. And this is another way, just a lever that you have that we didn't have in our traditional models.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to build something to where if I win, they win too.
Yeah.
And this gives us that model. Since we have made the transition and jumped into the new tech, I mean, it's light years ahead of where I came from. Not saying anything bad about Rematch, but the tech that's been one of my biggest ahas or wows about this transition so far.
Yeah, it's going to be also, as an operator, I know I'm still operating a team. We've got about 25 of us, so it becomes harder and harder the more people you have on the team to function the way you did when you had 3 or 4 agents or what have you. And the technology and the tech stack is just amazing. The other thing is, kind of going back to your point, you probably don't know what you don't know yet about some of the things that we do have to offer that are going to benefit the team. And I know you're going into it with that mindset of, hey, look, we're doing this to rise all boats. And I think that you're going to find there's a lot of opportunities. I know we organically grew, we upgraded, we did a lot of really cool things just because everybody on the team had now an opportunity. And before it was just me as a team lead. So you're going to really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I can see the back end side of the platform, but I haven't seen any of the revenue come in yet. But I can see how it could get exciting.
Absolutely.
Well, we're pumped, man. We're excited. You're back in the family. 2025, the future's looking bright. We are going to do big things. I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you. I mean, you inspired when you walked in the door of our mastermind that year in St. Thomas. I was like, after that weekend, I'm like, all right, the young buck is here and he's inspiring me that I got to pick my game up. The best thing that I heard, I'll never forget this, is when you're like, hey, I get to the office at 7:30. If you're not there by 7:45, the door's locked and you're not coming in for the rest of the day. And that's because we start our calls at 10 minutes to 8. And I was like, damn, that's Navy SEAL shit right there. And I'm like, I'm not operating my ship like that. So you inspired us from day one, man. And now, you really just became a friend and a brother to us. We invest in apartment buildings together and we go on vacations together. You put Court and I up at your house when we came down there for a basketball tournament, and it's just part of family now, man. I mean, that's what really inspired me to go and grow and do big things, was that mastermind that ended up coming from a business mastermind to really a life mastermind.
Yeah. I mean, it started with an Instagram video or Facebook video of Jay and Mike on a boat like 12 years ago. And I clicked on it, and then somehow I end up in Dallas, and then I end up in St. Thomas with you guys, and then y'all end up at my house. And I've seen y'all pretty much at least every 24 months. Right. For the last 10, 12 years. So again, it's like getting the family back together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, it all starts with a boat. All great stories start and all bad stories start on a boat.
Yeah, right. There are a lot. We're going out on a boat here in about an hour. Speaking of boats, y'all got to come down. We're in Cabo right now. Sorry, I look a little bit laid back here, but I just came back from the all-inclusive bar, so we're doing all right. But you're right. You do make a good point there, and some of the magic moments, they're social, but this whole collaboration goes beyond the classroom. It's all about these events that we get into, and sometimes you learn just as much as you can, being in class by hanging out on the boat afterwards. So we're pretty pumped up, looking forward to seeing you and Mama at more of these events, and we can't wait to actually just grow together.
Oh, we're excited about the events.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's one thing that was cool since I've jumped over is just a Facebook group. Just if you're an agent and just able to hop in and say who's using what's the newest technology for a CRM, what's the best mail piece you guys are sending, and how many people are in y'all's group now?
13,000, I think.
So you get 13,000 people, and whoever's good at whatever question you ask, you can get an immediate answer from the best in the country. I didn't have that for 7 years, and dude, it's nice. I feel like I'm blowing y'all's Facebook page up, but we've got a little catching up to do on the new tech and whatever the best we get in the market are.
Well, the honey badger of Charleston has landed, and there's a lot of referrals floating through the Honey Badger Nation Facebook. I think we added like 2 million in referrals in I think 1 year or something, just transpired and flowed through just that Facebook group, and it's been valuable for a lot of people in growing their business. And now it's even more valuable because you'll be adding value, and that's the cool thing.
Well, I'm excited about it. I really am.
Well, there's a ton of agents around you, Caleb, that are, half hour, 45 minutes to an hour away that you've got great relationships with. They may be watching this right now. And there's a huge opportunity for all you guys to collaborate. If they're thinking about maybe joining forces with you, keeping their own brand, doing their own thing, the consumer really wouldn't see the difference other than the back end collaboration, and all the different opportunities that you're going to be able to funnel their way is pretty exciting, along with everybody else in the Honey Badger Nation. Imagine, and I tell us, I've got several really top producers in major resort markets, and I would consider yours kind of it could be a tourist market as well. Yeah. But man, they clean up. Imagine being the face for 15, 16,000 people out there in the Honey Badger Nation just alone, that they're the go-to guy. It's kind of like me with Norris Lake. Somebody thinks about Norris Lake, they're thinking of me, or Key West, they think of me, and I'm getting stuff all over the place. And it's like, man, it's a wonderful opportunity, just intranet within that Honey Badger, in addition to the larger eXp opportunity.
Yeah. Jay, actually, you talk about it all the time with, everyone knows, that you and Mike moved the families in 2021. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
New Year's Day, because Courtney and I came down there. Yep. You moved to Puerto Rico. Yeah. And it wasn't so much like, okay, yes, you can save taxes. You move your team or your brokerage to eXp. Yes, you're going to be more profitable, but it goes beyond that because it opens up opportunities. Mm-hmm. Like what Andrew was just talking about, opportunities that I don't think, Caleb, you even thought about when, like, okay, yeah, my boys are over here at eXp. It'll cool to be back with them. It'll be cool to make more money in stock. It'll be good for my team, and all those checks and those boxes. The ones that most don't see are the ones that are initially invisible. All the opportunities that are going to come, to you and from you as a result of the new network. It's all about, this is the most powerful network I've personally ever been a part of. Prior to this, it was the Kinder Reese Mastermind. Us just like 40, 45, knuckleheads that would get together 3 times a year, have fun, build memories, and help each other build businesses, and laugh together and cry together and all those fun things. We built one with 13,000 agents now, instead of 40, 45. And the dynamic is much different. But the opportunities that's now going to come as you being part of the network, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where 2025 and come back to this conversation 1 year, maybe New Year's Eve next year, for going into 2026, we have another call and see where. I'm excited to see where you're going to be from there.
Yeah, I'm pumped about it. And I appreciate you guys staying persistent with me, pleasantly persistent.
We were very patient.
Yeah. I mean, I sat up in the top of the rafters and watched you guys build this thing for 7-8 years now.
Well, you gave us plenty of a head start, so we felt like we needed that head start.
Yeah, well, you guys got quite the head start on me. But it's been really cool to watch what y'all built. And it hasn't been that I didn't want to come over or that I was closed-minded to it. And again, I sold my franchise to a guy, and I didn't want to leave him high and dry, and he's been great to me. But now that I'm over at eXp and I'm starting to see all of the tech, all of the benefits of you guys' group, I mean, it really is a no-brainer. Even if you just look at dollars and cents, it saves us a few bucks,
right,
from where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get paid. Ultimately, you'll see. I mean, this is something it took me a while to get to. Like, people that are of the caliber of any of us on this call, we all get paid to be eXp. It didn't cost us anything. Like, we're getting paid to be here. So, like, that's an opportunity. And then, and not that you wouldn't help somebody, but you ain't got enough time in the day to help people if there's not some type of financial alignment. You can only do so much, right? And now anybody that, maybe they would never come join you at Remax or whatever. Now they can come into your world and be in alignment with you financially. Now there's an incentive for you to actually share some of your best secrets with people that you would have never maybe shared it before, that you may have looked at as, peers or whatnot, but now you can get in alignment. I think that's what generally happens for all of us as this, this experience starts to kind of, transform, is like, man, I never really thought about it, but we could really do more together if you were over here with us at eXp. And so, if you're one of those people that wants to grow and wants to be around the right people, reach out to Caleb, reach out to one of us, and let's talk about what we can do together.
Yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many people have come to me over the last 5 to 7 years and just been, either they wanted to join our team because they see the culture and the fun that we have, or they're just getting their license, or they want to be in somewhat shape or form coached by us. And you're right. I really didn't have any financial incentive, and we didn't have any openings on the team, and we're super protective over our culture. But now if it is somebody that's maybe not quite the culture fit, maybe they seem like a bull in a china shop, but they're going to be a good agent, I don't mind helping them and bringing them into the group, and they'll bring value. Right. So it's created a boat where we can all get in and all swim in the same direction.
It'll be fun.
Well, if you have questions for this young man as to why, after being number one Remax team for so many years, why he chose to take his talents and into Honey Badger Nation and start growing his empire with us, how would they reach out to you, Caleb?
Just shoot me an email or text, call. 843-609-5590 is my cell. And can we put my email in a chat?
Oh, yeah.
It's
I'm going to post it all over the bathroom walls. Your number and name are going to be everywhere.
I don't care. Just reach out to me. It's calebscpteam@gmail.com.
There it is. All right, guys. Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year.
You guys too.
It's going to be big. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for this team. The dream team's back.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Guys, be safe down there.
Yeah, have fun.
Hey, I will do. I'll show you a little where I'm headed here in a minute. We got your other son and Dawn over there. They're ready to go. They're hanging. They just walked in the room. They're ready to go to the beach.
Always roughing it. Always roughing it.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, the food's not as good as the Ritz here, but the drinks are free, so we're good.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
All right,
wear your life jacket.
We'll see you guys.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Be safe, son.
See ya.
Welcome.